All right, guys, welcome back. Here we go. Game number 1 of our final series of the day, guys, coming at you here. Bad Monkey Gaming versus NotSync here, as promised, a 2-game series here. So here we are, the final series of the day. Again, not ultimately a lot on the line here. They pretty much know they're going to be where they're going to be in the brackets. Just a matter of the actual seeding that they're going to be. You could say they're playing for. So still expecting a solid and a fun match nonetheless here. Of course, two very quality teams, safe to say, going at it here. So excited to be back here. Joining me is Nui once again. And here we go. As you can see, we are pretty late into the draft. The final pick coming out. They had already started here. And again, I had to really catch up on some stream things here because of the restart that happened. So I do apologize for that. But we are getting in before gameplay starts. So that's what really matters here. Anyways, the draft just finishing even. So we definitely got some things to talk about here. Let's start with the Legion side. You have Moira, Empath, Sandwraith, Puppet Master, and Thunderbringer coming out here for Bad Monkey Gaming. Vindicator, Drunken, Bubbles, Pebbles, and Warbeast for NotSync over here. There's some interesting stuff going on here, Snooey.
That's safe to say. We got a Vindicator hard support on the Hellborn side. And on the Legion side, I'm not entirely sure how they're putting up their lanes, but it's safe to say that it's either going to be an offensive tri-lane or, well, that's pretty much their only option. They don't have a single suicide hero, so... Wait, who's Maki playing? Maki's playing the Thunderbringer, and something tells me that it's not going to be a Thunderbringer suicide. But at the same time, maybe they split and go dual offensive, but in that case they have Sandwraith 1 versus 1 at the bottom. I guess, yeah, I guess they're just going to let Sandwraith solo versus the Warbeast 1-on-1. No, wait, Warbeast is in the forest. Oh, there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Who's playing the suicide for... Wait, who's not here, by the way? Mickey is not here today.
Yes. I was going to bring that up as well. But yeah, Mickey not here, as you're pointing out there. He is actually... give me a second here. I'm not even sure where he is. I don't know why I was saying that, but he's not here. So their fifth player is Tossie, actually. This actually is a name we've seen before here. I guess he's a player of Shrek, but ringing here for today for Sync. For this match, at least. So
I think they updated the other rules regarding ringing and all. You're allowed to play for a higher division, I think.
I saw that. Yeah, that was interesting. So in this case, yeah, he was playing in gold this division here, but because of that new rule, he is able to play for NotSync here.
I think that's a good one as well, because obviously there's like pretty much every single player that's involved in a competitive scene is in one or another way playing here or home tour, and therefore it can be very difficult for high tier teams in Diamond to actually find ringers. Unless, of course, this option would be allowed.
Yeah, it makes sense. So, it does. It does.
Sure. Yes.
All right. So, hopefully this pause is not going to be too much longer, though. So after reconnecting here, and we'll be good to go as soon as BMG is good to go. But yeah, this Thunderbringer, the Sandwraith, a lot of global presence coming out here. Sandwraith is in the hands of Baltazar. So setting up to be the carry hero for the team. But, of course, with Boxy and Puppet Master, yeah, definitely some questions to be answered here as far as what we're going to be seeing from this team here. So Mango, a.k.a. Insania, playing the Vindicator. So it is going to be a main support Vindicator. That is different. Just whenever we see a support hero that does not have a stun, it always worries me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we said it about when Insania played Thunderbringer support as well, and he got a hat trick 1 minute into the game.
Yeah. I mean, that was a little bit of a fluke. But yeah, that's true. No, obviously, that's where they usually make up for is the idea that they're going to provide like a ton of burst damage or whatever. But that's where I think Vindicator kind of lacks as a support, right? It's like he doesn't have a stun. He's not going to be a very bursty hero. It's just he'll provide a totem that will be a nuisance and annoying, sure, but...
Insania is going to be feeding this game, I'm calling it. He's going to be non-stop feeding.
By the way, he's playing this great skin. I wish we could hear what they say and stuff, but the skin's hilarious with some of the things it says. But anyways, he is going to end up down here with Tossie, actually, playing the Pebbles. Sure enough. So an aggressive lane of Vindicator and Pebbles, it looks like we're going to see.
Well, Normally, you don't run Pebbles offensive simply because he doesn't have the mana to sustain it. He simply got one spell, and obviously he needs a lot of levels as well. And when you run offensive, you tend to share experience with your teammates, and therefore the mid is just a much better option for him, in normal cases at least. But yeah, as like we talked about as well a little bit earlier, I mean, this series doesn't necessarily mean the world. I mean, Sync Esports are already qualified and they are going to end up in the winner bracket. But so they're trying something a little bit new, safe to say.
Oh yeah, no, they're aware. They obviously all these players are smart enough to know the positions that they're in, and you know, it's made a point. It's like you think of real sports in general at later parts of the regular season where teams, they get to a point where they know that they're comfortable, they know that they're qualified for the playoffs or whatever, and or even in a certain seed where, but they still play it out. You know, if anything, because it's still good tournament practice. These are two quality teams going at it, and you at least it is a tournament environment here. So, but you are going to be seeing some more radical strategies possibly kind of relative to them using substitutions in the real world sports or something like try and trick plays or something like that. So, anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here, but here we go.
I'm not entirely sure about the reasoning for why Slapped is running in the Legion Force as a Warbeast level 1, but all right. Well, he's going to rotate it back to the Legion Force now, or Hellborn Force now at least, but offensive tri-lane, or offensive pseudo tri-lane, officially failed.
It sure did, and Root of Z gets his first kill on Empath. As the Carnage counter pops up with the #1 right there. Good job. So, no, but Root of Z getting credit for the Bloodlust kill right there. That wall off really did him in, and on top of the Shards of Harkon, of course. So, yeah, the defensive tri-lane of BMG is definitely going to win this one down here. So, yeah, I wonder what is really causing not Sync here, X-Sync. Yeah, we were talking. I think X-Sync is just better to call them because it just rolls off the tongue better. But, anyways, X-Sync here of running the aggressive Warbeast, but now he's headed to his own jungle. Looks like. Oh, never mind.
I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Why would he want to be in the Legion Force where there are 2 supports from BMG side?
So that he could possibly kill one of them? No. Yeah, no, it's not really a idea that makes a lot of sense, definitely. And he is going to eventually fall back, like we said. So try to get make up some farm even because of the start here. But Hake, the long lane Thunderbringer, going boots first on TB here. That is interesting, but
yeah, Kesu is actually doing a really good job at lasting at least 300 gold per minute versus a Thunderbringer. I guess that comes down to the Marchers of Thunderbringer, lacking the sustain now a little bit to progressively harass Drunken Monster out of the lane. Now they're porting around up to the top lane, by the way. So yeah, that was interesting. Gonna swap it around at least, but Word of Sight is here, and it's gonna spot both Vindicator and the Pebbles. So gank attempt failed.
Yeah, oh, is it? Unless they still get the lunge off, but
he got Marchers and Pebble Stone, so it should be fine.
Yeah, it goes back to Vindicator, honestly. Not really providing a lot of utility here, unfortunately, for the team. At least just yet. Of course, where he does shine as a support is, he is a support that has one of the stronger ultimates in the game with that global silence. So that's where it is a good hero pickup for sure.
This Avatar, by the way, in the mid lane looks so much like a Pyromonster. Like with the torch and all.
Wait, the middle, the Puppet Master?
The Puppet Monster, yeah. I feel like it looks like exactly like a freaking Pyromonster. Yeah, one of the skins.
I don't know. I don't see Pyromancer. I love this skin.
But he's got the freaking, I don't know. No. Maybe not, the staff. He's
not even holding a staff. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It looks like a staff.
There's no
looks
staff.
like a Pyromonster staff. Yeah, it
holding a
does.
staff. Now you're seeing things.
He's a backpacker.
He has a backpack. That is true.
He's playing on the streets in Paris.
Sure. All right. So how is he actually doing in farm? Enough of the skin here. 362 gold per minute. Boxy. He's dominating this middle matchup here. 28-12 versus a 10-3 Bubbles. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at the auto attack damage from the 2 of them, Bubbles does have, well, relatively like less than 10 damage less, so that's just impossible. And on top of that, there is a whiplash effect coming out from Puppet Monster as well. So versus other ranged heroes, it's safe to say, or during laning phase in general, Puppet Monster is a very dominant hero. So I'm not surprised by how well he's doing here in the mid lane.
Yeah, level 3 Whiplash. In fact, he gets his Voodoo Puppet there as well. So he definitely has kill potential. Didn't underestimate the Voodoo Puppet and how much burst could be, especially with the Whiplash. Bottom lane, Drunken Master. Shards of Harkon stunning. He lunges to Moira. The stagger away. The power supply. He used it all, but it's not enough. Down goes Keizu there. And credit to Baltazar for the kill. So he is 1-0-1 right now. 360 gold per minute. Top farm in the game is Sandwraith now. The start is much better for BMG so far.
And he just hit level 6 on top of things. So, of course, the Moira, the Sandwraith combination, as we saw recent gaming use. No, they failed. Did they fail it? Did they hit it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, I guess they... I don't know if they managed to make it. They probably didn't, but it wasn't necessary.
What were you talking about? Failed what?
Oh, sorry. Shards of Harkon. Like, Fusen was next to Sandwraith down in the bot lane, and he was, like, wanted to put on the shards, but for some reason, Baltazar poured it in ahead of time. But I guess it wasn't necessary in that.
Yeah, no, the puppet show was on. Bubbles wasn't going anywhere, and the Voodoo Puppet came out, so... Ended up being a pretty easy kill in the end, so... But yeah, again, we saw that synergy earlier, so that's an interesting one.
It's an insane synergy, especially now in the early game. Like, getting a free freaking stun on top of the Desert Curse.
Yeah,
like,
so, okay.
That's pretty much a free kill.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic idea for sure. And I remember the heroes when we were doing the spotlight for the hero more, the idea that getting putting the shards on a blink style hero like a Hag even or like a Rally that kind of goes into the fight, having that synergy there. Not easy to coordinate like in a TMM scene, but in this competitive play, you'd figure that that's where it's going to come into play. And so I'm glad that we're seeing that aspect of it definitely coming into play with the Sandray synergy here. So I definitely didn't think about so. But BMG on top of that here. Baltazar again playing the Sandwraith with not near, what am I saying? Root of Sea on the Moira. No, he's on the Empath. I'm all over the place. Fusen's on the Moira, that's right. There we go. Drunken Master level 6, he's rotating towards the middle lane, so Puppet Master needs to be careful. As Bubbles is ready.
Oh wait, there's actually a DD on Bubbles that might be enough for the kill. He doesn't have level 6 though, so no kelp field. It's going to be close, really close.
I feel like Drunken could run in with the Untouchable, though, and get it. Okay, Puppet's going to scout this out now. Drunken's actually playing scared. He must have suspected something.
They weren't necessarily sure where Moira was located as well, and they probably weren't sure if the Mirage was off cooldown either. It's 10 seconds left, but it can be tricky to actually calculate that correctly. So that was probably the reasoning behind why they were so concerned with trying to go for that kill.
He bought him back to here. Drunken Master will go back to farming. Pebbles, he's found his home at the top lane now. Tassi kind of trying to recover after a slow start here. Only about 260 gold per minute currently. But again, this is the X-Sync right here doing some rotations after the laning phase early on kind of failed for them. Middle lane, Puppet Master. Warby's going to go for the kill right here with the ulti form. Has a double damage rune as well. No, never mind. That's just simply the battle cry, but it doesn't matter. Wow, they just melted right there as Thunderbringer and Sandwraith come together to turn it.
I'm not entirely sure what the plan was right there. I guess they assumed that it was going to be enough damage with the Bubbles and the War Beast, but both of them very under-leveled at this point. And, well, obviously versus the Mirage is not easy. Oh, top lane, by the way, I missed that.
Yeah, they jumped in, got the kill, but Thunderbringer takes out Pebbles in return. So not an exchange you're looking for. A level 2 empath for a level 6 Pebbles. Definitely not worth it. Thunderbringer will also clean up the rest of the creep farm here. With the Ghost Marchers first, by the way. What do you think about that? Ghost Marchers on Thunderbringer instead of the
It goes back to the fact that Pebbles had such a poor farm, so that as long as he kept the movement speed up, and the fact that the Vindicator doesn't have a stun, so as long as he kept the Ghost Marchers activated, Pebbles and Vindicator can't reach him.
Yeah.
If he would have had Steam Boots, then he would have been able to be, or then probably Pebbles would have been able to, at some point, hit him with the Stalagmites. So, I think that's what it comes down to.
Right.
So definitely I like that idea. Of Machias keeping himself alive and securing level 8 now as a suicide Funnelbringer, not something that we see too often. By the way, I don't know, Insania is here in the mid lane. He's actually the same level as Bubbles. Both of them are level 6. So it's safe to say that Onmi is definitely not having the the game of his life here. Bot lane, by the way, Moira is nearby, but of course I don't think that they're going to be able to use the Shards of Harkon.
No, Drunken a little too difficult to jump in that case, but yeah.
Top lane. Wait.
Oh, Rome coming out from Warbeast again. The wall off on a Pebbles right there. The Stalagmites hit Thunderbringer though, and here comes Warbeast charging in, but the Ghost Marchers allow him to run right on through. Is it going to be enough in the end? Probably not. One more auto attack. Yeah, we'll secure the kill. And actually the silence from Vindicator did come out there as well. Chuck onto the Hellhound going on front, but no, it's not going to be enough. The beautiful wall at the last second, and the Shell Serve just out of range. So many close things for Root of Z right there. And now here comes the turn potential, possibly. Samwraith or not. He should not have gone in there. And he goes down, so.
Why did he jump? What?
I don't know about that. Yeah, he kind of went pretty YOLO, and not a whole lot of positive could have happened there, to be honest. So, unlike Baltazar.
All right. Well, that's definitely good news for Sync, or ex-Sync at least. Now actually in the experience lead, and Puppet Master in a very questionable position as well. Wrong target, he screams.
Did he ulti Pebbles? Okay. So
I don't know, like, who did he want to target?
Yeah.
The Vindicator? Even if he would have gotten the kill on Vindicator, he would have ended up dying.
Yeah, Vindicator obviously, this definitely, again, I didn't mean to make the point that he's just a bad hero, but, I mean, well, depends on who you ask, to be honest, but the totem is actually a pretty strong tool. The Glyph of Silence, it is a pretty strong tool that we'll be able to put down here, and it will be annoying to deal with, you know, something like a Puppet Master who likes to combo his abilities from a hold to a show, especially, or the Voodoo Puppet even on top of that. He can't combo as naturally as he would, so I kind of wonder if that maybe caused the issue too there.
Oh, that's true.
Before he was ready for it.
Could be.
Oh, look at this. Triple stack jungle.
They got spotted though, and Shell Surf was activated by Bubbles as well. That's a really great option when you're in the offensive forest. It might pay off though. It looks like the Legion team is not entirely sure where the rest of the backup is, or where the rest of the Sync esports squad is.
They're just letting them take it. They're kind of just taking their jungle, and they're not really doing a whole lot about it now. Empath, maybe that's why. He ends up going down very quickly right there. Arcane Vortex, though. It catches Bubbles. Shell Surf down for 6 more seconds. I don't know if Matthias is getting out of here. In fact, he's basically going to accept death. He wants to maybe go for a turn kill to Thunderbringer. He's buying the time, but just not enough. The Shell Surf just came off cooldown. Unfortunately, not enough in the end. So good attempt from Matthias, but is taken out, however. So he'll have to wait to come back up now. Mirage? Where's he going? Top lane? Middle lane.
Mid lane.
Chasing after Vindicator. There's that totem put down, though. Yeah,
2 ports. Cancelled, though, to the mid lane.
Yeah. So not the chase. Look,
Portal keep picked up on Pebbles now as well.
I feel like they could have actually chased Anne right there, but I guess they didn't think it was worth it. Picks up the invis. Yeah. Yep, gets in front of the Hellhounds. There we go. Yeah, but you mentioned Portakey on Pebbles, so it's been a really slow start here for this Pebbles, but Tossie here now 330 gold per minute is stepping up a little bit. So it's filling some big shoes in Mickey, of course. So.
Yeah, and Kisu has just had so much time to recover as well. Like, he's 360 gold per minute, top of the game. And that was a Drunken Monster that was, well, he started off as a 1 versus 1 in the safe lane, but after that he rotated to the suicide lane and he got punished big time. Actually, Samwraith is going to come down here with the Invisibility Rune. He's close to the Veil Drought Bubbles. Who's going to come out on top?
Oh, we're going to see the clash here in a second. And Wraith, Invis, he's waiting for the right moment. Obviously needs some kind of support. But there's something realistic here.
You can put him on an Invis target, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's not close enough, though. And actually, Moira's going to be jumped instead by Bubbles. Moira trying to juke and jive the best she can. She has Arcane Vortex. No, the silence from Vindicator comes out. Prevents him. However, Bubbles is going to die with that dive, so really a 1-for-1. Not worth it for the Hellpoint team. As Empath is even chasing a little bit. But here comes a Veiled Rot Pebbles looking to jump in. Maybe Sandwraith? Sandwraith is pretty low.
Definitely going to get him. The question is if the Legion team is going to get return kills. I guess the answer is no. It's only Thunderbringer here.
Yeah, no, that's just going to
And now he's going to go down as well. Unless Puppet Master, of course, gets his stuff up.
He's going to hold him in place there as Drunken Master, but it gets chucked in. The portal key from Pebbles. Puppet Master managed to escape, though. Great Arcane Vortex from Fusin. It stops them big time. Pebbles so low, and the Chain Lightning will finish him off. At least they get that kill on him at the end of it.
Alright, so yeah, they get a little bit of a consolation prize there in the end at least. Luckily for them, but that required 5 heroes to be down there and 3 deaths, if I'm not mistaken. No, 2 deaths actually. Mara made it out. Still a very favorable trade for X-Sync.
How about the Thunderclaw and Boxy, by the way? Playing the Puppet Master here. Getting a Thunderclaw.
Not entirely sure. Yeah, I don't know what I think about that, to be honest. Like, I've got different opinions, or definitely got... there are arguments, of course, going for the Thunderclaw and the fact that they don't necessarily have anyone to clear stacks in their team, unless, of course, Sanref gets that Mock of Brilliance of his. But other than that, like, they don't have anyone to take actions, for example. Obviously, the Whiplash helps with that, though, so if you went for Whispering Helm, I mean, that could kind of fulfill that purpose, but I guess he just wants a little bit more of a quicker route. He's going to be very vulnerable, though, for ganks, and obviously he's not going to get his Shroud anytime soon, so they're not necessarily going to be able to set up too many kills. Tassi, by the way, looking for the kill on Puppet Master.
Well, we saw right there, again, these globals, the Thunderbringer ultimate, it was used right before that, but the Veiled Rot prevents that from actually being seen, so Pebbles was coming over, and sure enough, continued to still go and eventually get the jump on a Puppet Master right there. Ends up working out very well. So yeah, Veiled Rot in general going to be actually pretty good against the Legion side. Trying to
I do think that the Thunderclaw, the more I think of it, I think it was a little bit too greedy, seeing as Sanref is actually rushing his Mock the Brilliance. If he would have gone Imba Boy style and went for, you know, the build-up items with the Energizer and all that, then it would probably been okay. But seeing as both of them goes for those risky, greedy, high greed items, like Hellborn team, more or less, they can do whatever they want up until the point that Sanref gets his Mock of Brilliance and Puppet Master gets his next set of items.
Going back to Puppet Master, by the way, again, we have actually seen Boxy play it a couple times this cycle, once or twice even, and I do remember, you know, he made the point to get a Tablet of Command, even, like a Sacrificial Stone. Very heavy utility, very supportive items here, rather than going for kind of a carry build. So, now him going the Thunderclaw does lead me to believe, though, that he would actually try to be more of a carry here with this farm. So that's where I'm actually really interested to see. Now, he went the full Grave Locket, so maybe he'll still get the Sackstone. But I don't know about the tablet.
I think that's just a build-up item to survive the combo from Pebbles, I would assume. Kind of similar to like what Probusk likes to do with Dr. Repulsor when he builds into Grave Locket, Mystic Vestment, and then goes for a greedy item such as a Hellflower. But in this case, like, he picks up the Thunderclaw instead. Yeah, not too much of a fan of this. I don't think it's going to end up working out too well for the Legion team. I don't think that they are, even if they go for these kind of high greed items that transitions pretty well into the late game, I don't think that they're going to be able to stand up versus a Drunken Master and a War Beast on the X-Sync side. I feel like they should have tried to utilize the dual supports a little bit better instead.
Final chapter used right there. However, Vindicator's still going to die in the process. The Mirage was already out from Sandwraith. Now, Thunderbringer Ultimate was used prior to this fight taking place, about 10 to 15 seconds before. But they still get the tower kill and they get on out, so really only losing a main support Vindicator, getting the tower kill on top of it. I think X-Sync pretty happy with that outcome, especially since BMG is so involved in responding to it, so pretty well played overall for the Hellborn side. The Sword of the High is purchased by Sandwraith, as you mentioned. He is rushing that Mock of Brilliance as much as you can with the Steam Boots and the Power Supply first here. So definitely a very, very greedy choice, but it's coming along, and another minute or so, he actually should have the full Mock here.
As long as they can hold out, and as long as they can defend from X-Sync at the current time, then it's definitely going to pay off, rushing that Mock of Brilliance, so...
Spell Sunder, by the way, on Thunderbringer.
Alright. Yeah, that, well, nice item, of course. Fits his... oh, wait, what's going on at the bot lane? Ownme is really deep.
He is. Now he's going to get caught in the Vortex here, but he's got enough backup. In fact, the Stalagmites land on an Empath, then he goes to clean up on a Moira. Tassi showing some skills off. A double tap for him, so... He's stepping in today for Mick. Again, he is just a ringer here for today, but doing fantastic. It was a little bit of rocky of a start, but honestly the lanes weren't really the strongest once he got into the more comfortable spot.
That was certainly not his fault. That was simply the lanes being a little bit odd. But yeah, definitely showing off that he's a really good player here. Of course, playing the Pebbles. He also plays the mid-initiation role for Shreky's Love, of course.
Yep. You see he's just going to keep farming out the bottom lane a little bit more. Now, ultis are up between Sandwraith and Thunderbringer. That's what I want to see, because I feel like Thunderbringer's used his Lightning Storm now several times, and it's just simply for scouting and no follow-up. Where now maybe the opportunity just hasn't been there. As I say that, Sandwraith is going to be jumped. Again, he's pretty squishy. Pebbles, though, he couldn't get close enough to Chuck, actually. Instead, he's just going to kill the illusion that was spawned. But he just simply, I guess, couldn't get close enough. And instead, he's going to portal or Homecoming Stone out here.
That he could not. Yeah, I mean, as you're saying, I mean, the synergy between the Thunderbringer and the Mirage, of course, very strong, and they could definitely utilize it a little bit better. But I would also like to see the Puppet Master being that, ganking tool, more or less, like Boxy. I know he can. So if he would have gone for the Assassin's Shroud instead and just tried to run around the map and set up kills, I mean, he got both the Thunderbringer ultimate plus the Mirage to secure the kills. You don't even need your wood puppet at times. Like, as long as you find someone, you crit with a whiplash, and you follow it up with either the Mirage or the Thunderbringer ultimate, it should almost be enough for a kill. So I'm a little bit surprised that it didn't go for that. Just gonna take the slow route instead. And oh wait, Mirage and Harkons in the mid lane. That's a dead Insania.
Maybe? Yeah.
Dead Vindicator.
Last attack does go off, gets the kill, kills the totem, and a little bit of bounty. Here we go with Tassi, though. Roaming around. Oh, he's going to be spotted by the illusion of Moira. He has a portal key. Should be fine here. Simply going to walk away, even kill the illusion before anything crazy happens. Prevent it from continuing to scout here. Chuck's going to be put on a little bit longer, but now they're going back in. They may catch this puppet or somebody. They're coming in with a flank. Now, a lot is here for the Legion side. Thunderbringer ulti is up as well still, as they are now starting to push in here.
Oh, Moira.
Oh, he whiffed, though. Tassi whiffed completely. Legion gets the credit for the tower kill, and Pebbles is going to end up falling here. So, swing and a miss, unfortunately, right there.
And Hellborn team, the question is, are they still interested? Because Slapped is kind of committing right here.
Yeah, he's definitely committing. He goes ulti for him. Quick kill on Empath, actually. Now going for Puppet Master. And he's doing some great damage, but now the Shuriken Head wears off, and as soon as it did, he knew that he was going to be in trouble. He ends up going down. Drunken Master, though, in the background jumps in. Sandwraith is the victim. Pebbles buys back, by the way, and is now back into the fight, but I don't know if he's going to be able to help clean up anybody unless he chucks in Bubbles. Maybe Song of the Sea. No. Yes, he gets it. Okay. Matthias will secure it in the end. So very close call, but they do end up cleaning up there. So
they sure do. But yeah, buyback on to Pebbles, invested into that as well. And of course, the Shrunken Head, the 10-second cooldown. I felt like the X-Sync was a little bit on a different pages right there, though, because Slap was like all in. He just wanted to commit. He had a Shrunken Head. He was comfortable enough. And he definitely had a right choice in mind. But for some reason, the backup was just a little bit too hesitant at that time. Probably they were too afraid, seeing as Pebbles was already dead.
Pebbles farming away in the Legion jungle right here. He's got the portal key, a lot of build up here. Not much else other than that. I mean, nothing, no next tier item just yet. I guess the buyback kind of makes sense there, only 350 gold per minute, so definitely does. Sandwraith, he's thinking about it. He has Empath inside. They're going to go after Vindicator. That's definitely a target that they'll go after if they find him in a bad spot. And let's just say he was in a pretty bad spot there. He was really pushed up by himself. So
yeah, versus two global ultimates, you got to be careful.
That will cost him his life yet again. So Mango, once again, a.k.a. Insania here, getting caught. Moira, the portal key actually on Moira. Gonna go in on a Pebbles right here. Arcane Vortex really trying to set up a kill. A response of any sorts, but they're not going to commit to it. They had the TP come in, and the rest of BMG not comfortable enough to go. Instead, they'll let it be, so.
They baited a little bit of ports out, at least, from X-Sync, so.
They did.
Better than nothing, and they are going to continue farming, and I mean, they do have the Mock of Brilliance now. Onto Balthazar playing the Sandwraith in the forest, as we can see here, farming away, and his gold per minute is definitely going to skyrocket if he's left untouched here.
Look at the Hellborn team in like Mystic Vestment situation, and it's pretty good. I mean, Warbeast doesn't have anybody as a Shrunken, so does Drunken. The only one that really doesn't have anything is that Bubbles here. So, a little bit of concern for him, you know, especially with a Thunderbringer. A lot of intense magic damage coming out, of course. Oh, they know Puppet Master's here, though.
Way.
Yep, that's going to be a free jump onto him. Bubbles follow up. However, it's not enough for the initial kill, but it is enough in the end to secure. Was that a final chapter?
Actually, Bubbles is stuck. But
oh, that's awkward. Okay, he's... Come on, you can do it. He's still stuck.
More illusion.
Oh,
the
no.
marriage.
They're going to pour it in. Oh, that's so brutal. He shell switch, but it's not enough. He goes down. Pebbles. He's going to get caught here. This stump, man, it's a stump of death. Pebbles chucks him into a teammate, ports out. He is not going to be enough, though. Nice mini stun right there with the blast of lightning from Thunderbringer to prevent it. So, yeah, Matthias, he does not like this stump right here. Oh, that's
I mean, he could have ported out, to be fair.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, but he was probably just waiting for the shell surf. That was hilarious.
That was hilarious for us, not so much for him. But it happened, so ha.
Yeah, him going to poses, by the way, I heavily disagree with that item choice in this, or in the current position that they are in. Sure, you could use it to try to set up kills with Pebbles, but in general, I just feel like he needs a little bit more survivability at this point, a little bit more utility items. Maybe a tablet of command wouldn't have been too bad for not only him, but also his teammates, of course. I don't think that that post of the haste is necessarily going to be able to accomplish too much.
No.
Like, even if they were to go for a kill attempt, I mean, they have to be at least 3 or 4 players, because otherwise BMG is just going to respond with a Mirage and a Thunderbringing ultimate.
Well, we did see the synergy right there up with the Hellhounds that he has with the post haste, so...
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, there is maybe that's kind of what puts it over the edge to possibly.
I still don't think it's. I mean, it's probably better a little bit later on, though. I still think it was too early.
Yeah.
That I got to say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, passing up something like the tablet or the Hellflower even.
Especially when you're so far behind. I mean, if you're snowballing, of course, then it's a great tool to have. But seeing as it's level 12, it's not necessarily going to be able to get too much kills out of that post haste. Where are Samra going? Oh, it's insane as well.
It's always Vindicator, man. That's the target they know is very squishy and ideally would be a guaranteed kill. They're right once again. The Empath Sandray synergy. This is a lot of global, man.
Remember when I said that Insane was going to feed?
Yep. You were...
Well, it isn't necessarily feed, though.
Yeah.
It's just, there's simply nothing he can do about it. But
I was going to say, he's, in fact, 2 of his teammates have more deaths than him, to be fair, but... Yeah, exactly. You can't really do a whole lot. And you see right there, that's the other thing. They're not using it in synergy. Actually, I guess they don't have to if that's the case. I mean, they are killing without the Thunderbringing ultimate, but you see right there, Warbeast actually getting pretty low from the Thunderstorm, has to fall back. And this is not even a level 16 Thunderbringer yet, so he's just about there. And
he's almost getting the spell shards as well.
Yep.
Or maybe that could actually be a restoration stone, I don't know.
I would think spell shards. I mean... I don't know, Wrestlestone, it's pretty expensive because the ultimate's $425. And then this is a hero you also want to use your other abilities quite a bit.
No, the ultimate is $325.
Well, at level 3. Level 3, it's $425.
Oh, right.
So
okay, my bad.
That's to do a double ulti, you need 850 plus a 350, so 1,200 mana, if I did the math right. So, yeah, 1,200 mana. That's a lot of mana that you need. And that's just for a double ulti. That's not including a blast of lightning and a chain lightning in there, so... I think it's still a little early for that.
I agree.
We'll see. Yeah, right there, though.
I mean, it depends on if he wants to use them at the same time or if he wants to use it as that scouting tool, because so far, I mean, he's just been using it for scouting non-stop, more or less, but we see the Hellborn team at least going to commit to a Conquer kill here. We got the DD, of course, on Warbeast, and I think that's going to be enough. It doesn't look like the Legion team are interested in contesting.
Yeah, I mean, they know what's happening for sure. The illusion came over, but I guess... Probably the Thunderstorm being down is what really prevented them from doing that. Because, you know, with having this really global heavy team and a very good initiating team in that sense, you'd think that they would have contested that, but...
I think that they are in a team fight. I don't think that the Hellborn team would come heavily in, or would definitely be in the advantage as long as the Legion team doesn't get their shrunken heads. Puppet Monster just finished it, or finished his up, and I would assume that Balthazar here playing Semref would go for his shrunken head here as the next item as well. So that's probably what they are waiting for as well. Mm-hmm. But Empath used a very premature ultimate on Semref down at the bot lane, by the way. He's actually going to fall out right there.
Yeah, 70-second cooldown now on the As-1. Meanwhile, middle lane, fight breaking out. Puppet Master out to the side. He's going to be jumped. No support to be had. He goes down right there. Thunderbringer picked off as well before he could use his ultimate. He could buy back if he wanted to. I don't know if he is, though. They kill Moira in the process. Or, excuse me, Vindicator goes down. Sandwraith, he's still pretty good. If buyback Thunderbird, I was going to say, if he presses R, it's going to be some good damage. But it's not enough for actual kills, unfortunately, as Sandwraith was falling back at the time. So the idea was there, but you had to be on top of communication at the same time if you're going to make a move like that. And unfortunately, it doesn't secure the kill.
That was odd. I missed the start of that. I was actually looking at the bot lane where they were pushing the tier 1 tower, but for some reason Legion team felt like they could initiate right there, and that was odd because the Hellborn team obviously had a token of life. I would assume that they would be looking to defend in the base.
No, it wasn't the Legion team initiating, definitely. They jumped Puppet Master, although I will say being in the position that they were, that was probably a little reckless because he was in the uphill right here just next to the tower was Puppet Master, and I don't know how they got the vision initially, but they did somehow, and they just jumped him, and that kind of forced a response out of BMG. So, yeah,
gotcha.
I don't think they necessarily wanted to initiate, but kind of just had to. But again, that is positioning, though. It really shouldn't have been in that spot, you could argue, in the first place. So, and yeah, I mean, you look at Poxy's build. You mentioned the Shrunken Head that he got. But definitely a funky build for
yeah, he doesn't have a lot of damage output. Like, he's 400 gold per minute, but like his items is just, well, Thunderclaw is good for farming. Energizer is good for, well, mobility. Shrunken Head is good for survivability, but they don't really have like a little bit of everything. It just doesn't feel very directed. It just feels a little bit random almost. Yeah. Like he goes with the flow.
Boxy doing Boxy things. Pebbles, middle lane, finds Boxy. Oh boy. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh my god, that reaction. Holy crap, what a turn. Is it gonna be a turn for the kill? Well, Pebbles actually still alive. He finally will fall. As Samurai Thulti's on top of the Warbeast, they're going deep, baby. Drunken Master jumps in. They do kill Puppet Master in the end, despite that crazy reaction initially. Background, Arcane Vortex, stalling things. You see Thunderbringer pretty low on mana. If he finds Vindicator, though, that could be a kill. Yeah, he's on the uphill right here. Vindicator knows. I think they know he's kind of over here, though. They're trying to stay away from it. Drunken Master still holding his ground. He has a token, remember. You just see Warbeast taking the damage from Thunderbringer, but now he's going to be jumped as he was spotted there. Pops the Void Talisman, though, in the face of Warbeast. Nothing he can do against that. And now Bubbles having to escape. Going to go for the post haste. Final chapter was used. It doesn't matter. And they clean up, but here comes Keizu. He ends up coming up with the token, and he gets a kill, a double tap even, finishing off on a Root of Z. But, well, BMG, they actually come out on top of the fight there.
Yeah, surprisingly, I'm not entirely sure what turned that team fight around. I guess with Maki just having a really great positioning uphill right there, is trying to flank them and just utilizing that blast of lightning every single time it was off cooldown. So definitely well played by him, making sure that the BMG secures that team fight. And Samref or Balthazar actually didn't go for Shrunken Head. They actually went for a little bit more of a greedy item. So he's actually going to have a lot of damage here in the near future if he finishes up yet another item. I could definitely see him go for the wing bow.
Yeah,
there's no Savage Maze so far, at least, on the Hellborn side.
Yeah, there's nothing, and I'm trying to think of... Obviously, we saw the Warbeast Savage Maze last game that we casted because the idea of trying to counter a wing bow didn't work out in the end, but he does have a Brutalizer here, but yeah, him and Drunken Master both pretty far away still. Drunken did finish that full Demonic, by the way. He does have 1,900 gold saved up, so we'll see what he goes for next. But yeah, definitely Balthazar. We're going the very greedy Mocker Brilliance. It's starting to pay off as the game tapers on here. In fact, look at the damage charts. It's him and Thunderbringer, man. I mean, I guess that's not too surprising, you know, but the 45% of the hero damage done is between those two heroes.
I would have expected Boxes to be a little bit higher up on that list, especially seeing as he was just dominating his lane. Yeah. But after that, he just tapered off, and you gotta, that gotta come back to the, oh, wait. What's going on up here? Samra is actually going to be found.
He is. He popped the Geometry Spin. He still has Mirage right here. Maybe you try to use it to get away. No, the final chapter comes out. He's trying to run through the trees, though, with that Desert's Curse, and it's going to work. He gets on the other side. Pebbles cannot chase. Moira Illusion also helping. In fact, he got away right there. In fact, he wants to almost go back in now. Thunderbringer Ultimate was used, so can't do that. And actually, Sandwraith is just going to TP out instead. So, but that works out for PMG, the fact that he stayed alive. Gets on out of there. You do see Puppet Master was coming in to help, but couldn't get there in time. But yeah, no, Box, it does go back to his build, though. You talked about it several times already. It's just the Thunderclaw, the Shrunken, the Energizer. As far as what usually is a upfront kind of burst damage hero with the Assassin Shroud, and I think that's such a great synergy of the hero
Monster,
why
by
it
the way,
works.
initiate on the bot lane.
Not coming out here, but Drunken Master is going to try to run away now.
One more second on the shrunken head.
Yeah, now it wears off, and he's going to die. I think that was the Essence Link stun. That's why he had to stop right there. Eventually gets picked up. You see the Lex Talionis, by the way, on Empath. That's an item we do not see nowadays. Or haven't seen for a while, at least. But I guess
definitely underestimated big time, so...
Yeah.
Heads up there by Root of C. Well played by him picking that item up. It has definitely helped a lot. I mean, he just jumps in and then Thunderbird uses his own.
I swear, these reactions by Boxy are insane. I mean, I don't know how he does it, but he just knows it's going to be happening, and he somehow reacts to the jumping in of a Pebbles. Now twice here, and they turn it. Meanwhile, they're trying to chase, but there's the Vindicator coming into play. The final chapter used as Mirage poured in from San Rey, so couldn't follow up with the Desert's Curse, and couldn't chase him down as a result. It is going to be a Resto Stone, by the way, as there we go. He actually purchases it onto Thunderbringer, so I guess I was a little wrong there. And again, I still am a little uncertain about that because it's a lot of mana cost that he's putting. Just for double ulti, it'll cost pretty much his whole mana pool. But it is a lot of damage. I mean, you're looking at, what is it? That's 920 damage, magic damage coming out. You got the Spell Center effect on top of that. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to nearly kill a Vindicator. Well, at least take like 3/4 of his life away.
Oh, Samurov, by the way, Desert Curse. It's up, but I think he's gonna fall close. Yep. If only the Brutalizer would have procced. But nope, no potato.
No potato. He buys a Dancing Blade, by the way, so that Wingbow is coming for Sandwraith. And that means Drunken Master, I was going to say, what is he going for? He does get the Slayer. So he is already eyeing that Savage Mace himself. Is KZU picking up on that. Is Bracer picked up by Bubbles. That's a very late Bracer.
Yeah, it just shows so badly he needs that survivability. I think he regrets the post-haste. Hasn't really been able to accomplish anything with that, unfortunately. He's still level 13 as well, actually the same level still as Insania on that Vindicator.
Puppet Master charging out. Again, almost like, oh, actually, Sandwraith, that's why going in. Look at the Thunderstorm. Vindicator having to fall back very quickly. Doesn't have his ultimate still, but Drunken Master, he's doing plenty with that Untouchable up. And the Shrunken Head. Pebbles trying to find an opportunity to go back in. He can't really, though. Down goes Puppet Master. Voodoo Puppet's put on it. Pebbles. No one's doing damage to it, though. And he's going to stay alive. They're kind of protecting the Puppet here. As in the back of Mar goes down, but now everything's going after the Puppet. It takes him out. The Resto Stone use of the ulti from Thunderbringer. Look at the burst on a Warbeast. He goes down, and they do clean up in the end. There were no buybacks there. That was just simply kind of resetting the fight, basically, and, well, doing the damage to get the job done.
Yeah, this global presence from the Legion team just continuously surprises like me how much damage it actually puts out. Like now with the double Restoration Stone, or not the double Restoration Stone, but the double ultimate from Thunderbringer combined with the Mark of Brilliance and the Mirage from Samurov, like that literally drops the entire HP from Vindicator and Bubbles. And of course, Pebbles is going to be absolutely useless during that period of time as well, because not only does it drop like 25% HP, but his pull key is also negated for all that time. So this is going to be very difficult for Hellborn team to actually pull through and win this game. They're going to need to bring this to the late game where Drunken Master and Warbeast can really shine. But at the same time, I don't know if Warbeast is really like going to be able to be too much stronger.
Holy crap, this Drunken. Yeah, Void Talisman is a very good item to have on the Legion side, that's for sure. As Thunderbringer shows it off right there. So Drunken Master, he instantly killed Empath really, but couldn't do the same to Thunderbringer because of that Void Talisman. He'll take out the illusion though before running away. Yeah, if you're Empath,
they're gonna spot Balthasar, by the way. Oh wait, that's just a Vindicator. Never mind. He's the one in trouble.
He goes down first. He did pop the final chapter there, but now that he's dead on top of that, you see Sandwraith just gonna even help maybe kill some Ancients. No, he'll get on out of here. Bubbles ports in with a Shell Surf, but now by himself, I don't know if that's a risk he wants to take. He has a Kelp Field if he guesses.
Yeah, I mean, he can see the Desert Curse where it leads into the forest or into the trees. So, I mean, he could have potentially guessed or tried to get him with the Kelp Field, but obviously Samurov could have just continued to run as well, so could have been a waste of the Kelp Field. He's going to choose not to use it in the end.
Warbeast also going the Savage Mace here, so really reacting to that Wingbow pickup. Moira, okay. She uses Arcane Vortex on herself as they're chasing her down. Portal Key after. That's a good synergy right there. Good job by Fusen. But that means that is on cooldown now, so Mirage, it's just coming up. Oh, there we go. Shrinking down the Puppet Master, but again, Drunken Master, not too concerned. The Master's going at it. The wall not really on the right side, and Puppet is still trying to run in the back where the Tossa gets picked off. Puppet somehow still alive. He will finally fall, but it took a damn long time, and now Warby's trying to run away. That Thunderbird ultimate, it nearly kills him. The dot damage might. Oh my god, he's barely alive with 30 life. He doesn't have a Wrestle Stone. He's already doubled ulti.
He's going to fall.
He will get away, but Drunken Master does go down in the background, so really, yeah, well, another one fight from BMG despite Warby's getting out of there. Yeah, it's... I was going to say, I mean, wow, they're already calling GGs here.
What?
I don't know if that's necessary by any means, but you know, if there was a lot more on this game, they would not be GGing right now, I guarantee you. I mean, I really think it's a case of, you know what, let's just move on. There's not a whole lot on the line here. We had some fun with it. But yeah, there's no doubt that they still had plenty of chance to come back in that game and be fine. But it was probably frustrating, too, to be fair.
Safe to say, especially for, of course, the Bubbles and the Vindicator was literally, well, useless at this point. All they were able to do was just feed the Legion team even more kills and gold whenever they used their ultimates. But very interesting draft from BMG's side. And, well, it was a little bit of a slow start, of course, but it worked out in the end. And if Boxy would have been going for a little bit more of a, well, should we say favorable build, then it could have been even better. And now he went for a Polkey here in the end as well. So very odd indeed. But 1-0, 1-up versus Sync Esports.
Polkey Puppet, what is Boxy doing, man? He got a victory, but dear God, that's just a funky build he's got on him right there. So, no, but yeah, they got it. That's got to be a good feeling again. I know we keep kind of bringing out this not a whole lot on the line here, but they're still competitors in the end. And, you know, BMG getting a victory here. It's a morale boost, if anything, as they're now up 1-0. And, well, technically only the second game lost here for Sync throughout these group stages, as the only other loss came against Complexity yesterday, as we mentioned. So we'll see how they compete in game number 2. Something tells me they're going to have a little bit more fun with it as well.